So we hacked together a little promo video for our friend Andy at the Mighty Fraser Barber Shop the other day.
And in the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright.
I mentioned Andy because he also asked us if we could do a video on what to take out when hiking, just to be safe while you're out in the woods in case you get lost or some kind of emergency shows up. So first thing that we need to consider is wool, 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 wool.
Everything bloody wool.
Why wool, you ask? Because it's breathable. Wicks moisture away from you. It's pretty much flame retardant. And when it gets wet, it pretty much stays warm despite the temperature. And that's important because...
What is hypothermia? Hypothermia occurs when the body loses heat faster than it can produce, causing the core body temperature to drop below 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees centigrade. It can result from exposure to cold weather, immersion in cold water, or wearing inadequate clothing in chilly environments. Recognizing the symptoms. Early signs include shivering, slurred speech, clumsiness, and confusion. As hypothermia progresses, shivering may stop, and drowsiness, shallow breathing, and a weak pulse can set in. Certain medical conditions and medications can impair the body's response to cold. The stages of hypothermia. Hypothermia ranges from mild, with uncontrollable shivering and numbness, to moderate and severe, where disorientation, unconsciousness, and cardiac arrest can occur. Emergency response. Immediate action is crucial. Move the person to a warm room or shelter. Remove any wet clothing and warm the center of the body first. Avoid heating pads or hot water baths, as these can cause rapid temperature change and arrhythmias.
I'll never let go. I promise.
Hypothermia is something that Leo plays quite well. We've seen a lot of. And back to our regular program.
when bushcrafting, we don't tend to hike that much. We just sort of get there, walk, maybe like 20 minutes in and then camp out. But if venturing from camp for any reason, it's good to bring your little trusty haversack with some safety supplies regardless. That is to say that this guy will stay at camp. But it's always good to bring along the camp saw. A couple of fire starter options, a signal flag, compass to shoot azimuth, and just so you know where you are, where you're going, where you're getting out, and where you're coming from. Same with the flagging tape. Some food components. Never hurts to bring a little small packable camp grill. And grab yourself one of these. You can fill with water. Make sure it's stainless steel and single walled, because you can also boil with it and stick it right in the fire. It's always good to have a hank of paracord and a good book. Bear banger with some flares. And so the reason we go haversack is because it's nice and light. Oh, and the poncho I'm wearing, 100% wool outer with alpaca lining. Super comfortable. Pick them up, Mexico, Mercado. $400 as found in Canada. $150 out there. Where were we? Oh, and right. So the reason we go haversack is because it's nice and light. We almost forgot our space blanket. And it's always good to bring a little bit of stretchy non-stick bandage and gauze. Be sure to let people know where you're going and you're expecting to be back. So if you're looking for a good wool blanket, next time you're in Mexico, try a Mercada. Or if you're stuck, try the link in the description for these guys. Amazing little blankets at a good price. So just as any piece of gear should have more than one use, wool blanket has a few. Let's gather up our paracord and we'll show you how to make a shelter out of this thing. Grab your corner and pull it out about 6 inches. Let's grab, say, 10 inches of our paracord. Throw it over the corner you've pulled out. Drop that corner over your paracord. Take your running end just behind it. Make a bite. And bring your running end up and start wrapping it over the fold. Just a couple of times is fine, 2 or 3, maybe 4 if you're really ambitious. With what you have left of your running end, take and make another bite and pass it through. Take your standing end, pull it tight. That will leave you a decent little quick release for when you want to undo this guy. Bring your corner up and pass it around a tree. For now, we're just going to put in an overhand slip to hold everything in place. Check the above video link for the knots that we're about to use. Same thing, each end of the blanket. Take and make another overhand slip, pulling it towards the tree you're headed towards. Run your running end through and just pull it in until you have the height you want on your blanket. And like I say, check that video. We're not going to get too close into this right now, but you're basically throwing a trucker's hitch right inside to keep this guy nice and tight. Tie your back corners out. Let's keep in mind that we're not working with an actual tarp here. It's wool, it's heavy, it takes on a little bit of moisture. But honestly, our keywords here are emergency and janky. Stay alive.
They don't like us. They ain't gotta like us.